Welcome to Omega Carbon. MTG Investing graded. Right. I'll start with talking about the premiums added on for graded cards. So, your premium is going to depend on what set it is, what grade it is, maybe what company. Okay. So first, we're going to talk about premiums on sets. So obviously, the one we're going to add the biggest premium is Alpha, obviously being the oldest set, the lowest print run, lowest amount of the cards, also oldest, meaning that they have the most likelihood of being damaged and not damaged, most likely to being damaged, and not gradable condition, especially not 10s. So basically, each rare in Alpha is about like 2,100, 2,200 rares, I believe, for each rare in Alpha. So, if you take into account that about 50% of them are lost, destroyed, because they're old, and then an extra probably like 50% of that aren't going to be 10s. And then, so really, you're only having about, I'd say it's probably only around 100-ish 10s of each. Maybe a bit more. Depends what one, I guess. But I'd say around 100-ish of each rare in 10, PSA 10 condition. That is, of course. I'm not talking BGS 10, which is pristine, because those are so hard to come by. Especially with Magic. I've seen some, I know I've seen some Charizard stuff in the Pokemon market is 10s. No absolute pristines though, like no black labels, but they're still gold pristine 10s. Anyways, so it's Magic, so Alpha, your Alpha cards are going to have the biggest premium. I believe for the commons, I know there's Skate Zombies is about $20 regular, or really good condition, regular. And then graded 10, I believe PSA 10, I'm going off of course. Obviously PSA 10 in the graded, we usually equate PSA 10 to a BGS 9.5, because the BGS 10 is like super strict on getting that. So that's what we normally equate. So 20, a graded 10 Skate Zombies is usually about 100. So that's like a multiplier, about 5. So you got times the regular price by 5 for sort of commons, that's what I'm going to say, just grade 10. And then I'd say for rare, yeah, okay, rares are where it can range. Probably it ranges in commons as well, depending on the rarity. So obviously each sort of, as the price increases of the regular base card, so does the multiplier, I think. I'm going to say that. So, that means that obviously when you get to Alpha, if you get to like a Black Lotus, of course, around what, like 20 grand regular, probably more actually for an Alpha. But anyways, let's just use 20 grand as a base mark. So 20 grand for Alpha Lotus, and then on the market there are actually 2 BGS 9.5, so as I said, that normally equates to PSA 10, and they are selling for around 300 grand. So yeah, that's about 15 times the multiplier. So it goes from a common 5 to 15. Big difference. So obviously as the price increases, graded multiplier graded premium, I should be saying, the premium you're paying for it increases as well as the price increases of the individual card. It's one thing to know. And then obviously beta, also Alpha, guys, by the way, is probably the one set where you're going to be able to grade your commons, where you should actually grade, if they are in gradable condition, you should grade your commons, your basic lands, anything. It's the one set where you can do that. I wouldn't even say beta, you could, maybe some of the commons you could grade beta, like a lightning bolt if it's a grade edition, and maybe even some of the lower value ones, but definitely not like, probably not basic. Actually, no, I reckon you could grade some basic beta lands, but not the really low value commons. And so it's mainly Alpha where you can literally grade any card in the set and it will give good premium. So, and then we move on. So basically, as you go down the sets, obviously graded premium decreases, but it's still pretty high for pretty much anything on reserve list, pretty much anything high value. So it's like a Bizarre Baghdad graded from Arabian Nights, gonna be high value. So it's mainly, I'd say, ABU 4 horseman sets, where the graded premium is big. on the big cards. Also, by the way, any of the expansion sets, so Fourth Horseman, basically the first 4 expansions, I probably wouldn't grade your commons either on that. Yeah, low stuff. Although Arabian Nights, there probably are some, because Arabian Nights, even though its expansion came out after like being in the expansion, it did have like a lower print run than like Unlimited and maybe Beta, maybe the same. Not sure, but maybe you could get away grading some of those commons at a higher value. Especially if they're reserve lists, grade them if they're a common. Is there any common reserve lists? Arabian Nights, no. Is there any common reserve list cards? Make that a meme. Right. Okay. So we have the Fourth Horseman sets. That's your graded stuff there. So I was on premiums. Oh yeah, different grades now. So usually you only add a premium for 9s at a push and 10s. Anything below it is not worth a premium. Especially even some people try and like they have like a 4 or a 5 BGS or something, and they try and charge a premium just because they sent it off to be graded, just because it's in that special graded case. And that's quite a large premium some people try and get away with. And it's, yeah, if you're watching this, do not buy those ones. They are not worth, and you see that they're premium. Do not buy them because they will not be worth. They're not worth that premium unless you should only ever pay a premium for graded cards if they're 9 or 10. And 9 is only a low premium. Don't go like paying massive premiums for a 9. But 9 generally is where people will accept paying a premium for. Anything below, even like an 8.5, probably wouldn't pay a premium for that. But yeah, definitely 9, 9.5, and a 10 pristine, obviously. That would be a massive. If there was like a Black Lotus Alpha pristine black label BGS card, I would not like to think that would definitely be like $1 million. Definitely. It'd be the only one in existence. So, actually, there are probably some PSA 10 loads out there which could be sent to BGS and get a 10 pristine from BGS. And that was a little bit off topic there. What was I talking about before then? Oh yeah, premiums on. So anyway, so some people try and charge a premium for like low grade cards. Do not pay a premium for them. They are not worth the premium. They are still low just because they're a special case. And this poor guy, you sent them off to grading, had to pay $15 or whatever it is now. Crazy rate it is now. It's just not worth it. They have to accept the facts. It's not worth it, even though they have to pay extra money. It's not worth the extra money because low value. Although honestly, why would you send like a grade 4 card off for grading? Like you'd be able to tell if it was a grade 4 card. Normally, if you send a card for grading, you only get like an 8, 9, 10. You should only ever send one if you think you're gonna get lower than like an 8. Don't send it off. And even you have to think you're gonna get a 10 to send it off. Pretty much. I wouldn't send it off if I thought I was gonna get a 9, because whatever you think, it's like only like a chance of getting that. So if I thought a card was gonna be a 10, it could actually come back a 9, very likely. Some special off sending which I didn't see or something like that. So basically, only send cards off grading if you think they're gonna be a 10. So I don't know why people send them off when they're gonna be 4s and whatnot. A bit dumb, but yeah, don't pay the premium on them. Also, if you do buy them and you haven't paid a premium, which is good, do that. Because actually sometimes it's good. I'd recommend actually taking them out the case because it can actually like add less value to them, because if you think about if it's actually a grade 4 or something, then people are going to think it's really low, as if it's out the case they might not think it was actually that low. Say if it was only a problem on one of the things, like, because for example on BGS you get the subgrades, so like it could be like a 9, 5, everything else, and one thing like edges or something is like a 4, they can't actually grade it, even though the average wouldn't be like a 4, they can't grade it like anything above a 6 or something like that, because one's way too low. But anyways, if you were to crack that out, people might not know, so it would kind of make it worth more. You'd be more likely to buy it if you actually cracked out the case than if it was in some case saying it was a really low grade, such as 4. Anyways, and then when it comes to modern graded cards, pretty much don't pay a premium for them. They're not really. There's just so many of them. There's just going to be so many like 10s and whatnot. of the modern cards that it's not worth paying a premium for. That's pretty much it for graded. So basically, quick recap, only pay premiums 9s and 10s, low premium for 9s. And it is worth it to buy 10s, by the way. If you want to get 10s, if you want to get graded 10s, that is the way to do it. You buy the actual graded 10s. Trust me, it's like buying singles and buying sealed. Like, the chances of you opening an old pack, getting the card for one, and then it being a 10 is just so low that it's not worth it. I think there are maybe some sets where you can get away with that because the expected value is actually high. But this just made, especially ABU 4 Horsemen sets, it's not worth it. But so yeah, anyways, so pay premiums for 10s, 9s, low premium, nothing below, do not pay premiums on them. That's pretty much it for your graded stuff. I think graded is good. I like graded cards. Prefer PSA personally. Don't know why. Just has more appeal. Because you can get 10s, whereas BGS you don't really get 10s. It's just a 95, so it feels more satisfying having a 10 PSA. And I just like the cases, nice and. Fortunately, I don't own any, of course, this show. I would be showing one right now. But yeah, hope you enjoyed and learned something. That's today's vid.